All right. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing tonight? It's been a while since I've gone live on YouTube, so I'm excited to be here. The first time of 2025. What up, Caldeo, Norma G, Poor Boys, the Next Grow, Bully Man? Nice to have you here. I am excited to chat. I've got some big news updates for everybody. And we're going to do a little giveaway. We're going to talk about it. So you got to stay till the end for the giveaway. I promise I'll keep it short. I know that I can be loquacious sometimes. Hey, yo. So I have been planning 2025 and how best to serve you, how best to serve my community. And so I have many of you guys I've connected with. Tori, what up? Many of y'all I have connected with over the years from various classes I've taught, from my Patreon, Instagram, or YouTube. And one of my favorite interactions was and still is the Living Soil Masterclass tour that I did back in 2022, where I traveled the country. Bully Man, I got to meet you in person. So many people that I got to meet during this tour that became lasting friendships, patrons. We got to learn and grow together. And so, yay, Emmett Otter. I love otters. I am just stoked to announce that I am doing another class tour across the country. We're still finalizing dates and locations, but I have the first class scheduled and I can officially announce it. So if anyone watching this is in SoCal right now, we are going to be in San Diego on March 8th. So this class, what is it? I've already taught the Living Soil Masterclass. We're not doing that. We're moving on to the science of happy plants. Have you ever wondered what truly makes a plant happy? Whether you call it your green thumb, plant magic, or just science, there is a formula to unlocking your garden's full potential. And in this class, we're going to dive into it. So from balanced nutrition, meaning everything from having the right nutrients to the right pH, adjusting for toxicities, deficiencies, watering issues, we're going to get into it. This is by far one of the biggest questions I get asked. It's pics of these plants, what's wrong with them? And typically it is issues from nutrition, whether it's a lockout from the pH or toxicity. So we're going to dive into a balanced nutrition. And then we're also going to discuss healthy immune system. So this means not only the microbiology of the plant, but also those plant hormones that are responsible for communicating throughout that immune system. And then finally, we're going to be chatting and learning all about what happens when shit hits the fan and you've got stress, you've got pests, and your plants aren't happy. And we have tons of sponsors. I'm really excited for this class. Yes, can be. I'm hoping to go to Michigan. That would be awesome. If you have places, if y'all are listening to this, get at me. My email address is alexandria@queenofthesungrown.com. I would love suggestions. I have been all over the country teaching my past classes, but I know that every year there's new places coming online. Like, for instance, Kentucky just passed. Woo! Go Kentucky. As of January 1st, they have medical marijuana. So that's exciting. And I know Michigan's got some good weed. So I would love to come out to Michigan, y'all. Let me know. Send me an email and we can get that sorted out. So officially, I am only going to be traveling March, April, and maybe a little bit into May, but I got a farm to run, y'all. So I can't be gone once the growing season starts. If it's super popular, we'll bring it back by popular demand in the fall and do some more classes after harvest. You know, I have a nice lull, October, November, not really December, maybe early December, but yes. Hello from Connecticut. Tyler, Poor Boys Green, you're from Kentucky. What up? Stoked to hear about Blaze season 2. Oh man, I'm sorry, Chuck Dynasty. just let us plant to spider mites. We're going to be talking about all of it in this class. It's amazing. And if you don't have the opportunity to come to this class, I do have classes every week on my Patreon, which many of you guys are members of my Patreon. And I go live once a week, Tuesday at 4:20 every week. This month, we're chatting all about bubble hash. So we just went over an article I wrote about how to avoid that green flavor, the chlorophyll flavor of some of that really shitty bubble hash you get that just, tastes like chlorophyll. So, hop on over if you want to join. There's lots of different tiers from $3 a month to $5 a month to $10 a month. And come learn, come grow together. But I am also excited. I forgot to mention that there's going to be a ton of giveaways in these classes. So I've partnered with SD Microbes. So they're a San Diego-based compost company. So every student is going to get compost from SD Microbes. I am sponsoring it with my new company, Happy Plant Organics. We're making plants happy up in here, and I'm giving everyone immunity samples. Seedsman, of course, is going to be, they support me. They're going to be sponsoring this with all kinds of swag. They just partnered with Grove to produce their own custom Grove bags, rolling paper stickers, and we're going to have raffle tickets for everyone for some of those bigger ticket items. So things like Organishield, which I love for pest treatment, organic, amazing. It's like sucrose octanate. I have all kinds of information on it. We can chat about that later. Grassroots Fabric Pots is sponsoring it. And hopefully Organics Alive. I just sent them out an email. I love their products. Super clean. If I was talking about in my last YouTube video, well, maybe it was like 2 videos past, the more you know, the more you grow playlist. Check out that playlist because I am going through and talking, like 8 to 15 minute videos on sustainability and gardening. And so one of the issues I have is with the sustainability of organic phosphorus sources. So guanos and mining and how they're harvested. And so Organics Alive is a really awesome alternative for a phosphorus nutrient that is produced, but it is produced from bacterial fermentation. So very sustainable, very clean, really, really excellent. So I'm hoping they're going to be sponsoring the class too. We'll see. Bother them, tell them that they need to. What up? Oh, yes. Caldio says he used it for black mold. Crazy. I'm trying to keep up with y'all. I love this chat. I love it going off. Amazing. And finally, I'm going to have a giveaway, a raffle for the new strains for this upcoming Blaze 2025 season. So if you guys are a part of this past year, 2024, you know that we had some highs and some lows. It was a bumpy road with our Blaze season. And if you guys are new and you're not sure what I'm talking about, what the hell is Blaze? Blaze stands for Botanical Latitude and Zone Evaluation. Now, the goal of Blaze, this is a citizen science project that I launched last year. I've been dreaming about it for years, and we finally brought it to fruition this past season. Now, it's a collaborative effort for growers across the country to grow the same strain, and we send out surveys every so often, like a germination survey, a transplant survey, vegetation survey, flowering survey, and a harvest survey, and then kind of like a final smoke report. And the idea is that we're all growing the same strain and taking notes and taking surveys, collecting data so that we can create outdoor growing zones so that seed breeders can relay this information to new growers who may not choose the right genetics for their area, because it's not only your hardiness zone, but it's also your latitude. Because of the photo period, our length of daylight and nighttime adjusts for different strains and when they're going to go into flower. So this past year, we had the Humboldt Seed Company donuts, diploid versus triploid. Now, y'all probably already heard all kinds of drama about the donuts. Now, Unfortunately for me, my own seeds did not. I had like very poor germination and they did not make it. So I didn't even get to participate past the transplant survey in my own freaking citizen science project. But this year coming up, Brandon Clark, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know a lot of us. I had 46 people sign up for it. Now, a handful of people signed up just for the free seeds and then didn't participate, but the majority of people didn't germinate or had poor germination and poor health. So unfortunately, it dwindled down to about 10 people who made it to the finish line. But this year, we're changing it up. You do not have to be a Patreon member to participate. We kept it in the Patreon this past year just to, beta test, because I ran into all kinds of issues. And so we're figuring everything out, from technical issues, from seed and delivery issues, and all of the things. We've kind of figured it out. So thank you guys for whoever was into this. Brandon Clark, you're saying, I'm trying to read back through. You guys are just chatting it up. I love it. Reach out to Grow Green. All right, I'm going to write that down. Grow Green. Thank you, Brandon. So some people, the donuts turned out awesome for them. Other people, it was just, but that's it. It was about science. It was about collecting data, and it was great. I loved it. I loved the experience. I learned so much, but I'm really excited for this upcoming season. So if you can attend any of the classes, you have an opportunity to win some of the seeds that are going to be purple Oreos and strawberry banana grape. So Seedsman is sponsoring the Blaze project this year, and those are the 2 strains that I have selected from the Seedsman genetic library. Now, the reason that we're growing 2 different strains is because one of them has sativa leaning morphology and the other one has indica leaning morphology. So we can see side by side, they're both hybrids, but which nowadays most genetics are hybrids anyway. But we can kind of see how they grow next to each other in regions across the country. So I had people all over. If you guys want to sign up, please, I have all of the information in the description of this video. So what you're going to have to do is go sign up through that link. Hit the link, go sign up, because this is super organized. You have to purchase the seeds this year because, like I said, instead of paying to be in a Patreon to do this thing, you just buy your seeds, use code BLAZE, get your discount, and then you're part of the Citizen Science Project. So people who made it all the way through to the end, they got t-shirts that said Citizen Scientist, the Blaze Project. We sent them gift bags, goodies for making it all the way through. Those of us who didn't make it all the way through, I didn't get a shirt, but we're going to find more stuff for sponsors this year because it's all about just participating for the good of science, right? An amazing Blaze shirt. Yes. So if you guys want to grow them, I have only grown the strawberry banana grape previously, but I'm in Eastern Washington. It was very sativa leaning morphology, meaning it was very tall, lime green, really thin leaves, and the purple Oreos is supposed to be, I haven't grown that one yet, it's brand new, and indica leaning, so more squatty, dense, shorter, squattier leaves, darker color green. And they're both, one of the things that I was particular about is both being mold resistant, because that is probably the number one issue when you're growing in places that aren't just like perfect for marijuana outside, right? Like if you're not in NorCal, like we have places that have a lot of humidity, we can run into mold issues. So that was one of the things that I really wanted to make sure was like easy to grow, easy to germinate, and mold resistant. So, and preferably, I think the purple Oreos is a heavy hitter on the resin production, and particularly those capsicate trichome heads, capitate trichome heads. Sorry, I said that wrong. And that is really good for making bubble hash. So like I said, this past month on Patreon is all about bubble hash. And I'm normally like, my outdoor grow is 20% of it is kept for flower, but the rest of it is going straight into fresh frozen. And I'm about to live stream a full 5-hour fucking bubble hash wash, either this Sunday or next Sunday. So if you want to see that, that is exclusive content. So sign up on the Patreon. And we're going to be washing hash, probably do a smoke sesh at the end and do some giveaways. I love rosin, so that's my go-to with strains, trying to find stuff. But if you want to sign up for, you got your popcorn ready, heck yeah. Yes, you guys. And y'all sign up and participate in this, and we will get that feedback. I mean, the hope is that we can grow this project out so that we can have like infinite strains going on, but that would take a lot of money, right? Like, because it's just me and Cat Lady, who my right-hand woman, who are going through all of the data with like a couple of data analysts and trying to figure this out on our own. And then of course Seedsman is helping with providing seeds, shipping them all out, and prizes and stuff. But we want this to grow so that as America and the world opens up cannabis cultivation to home growers, we can see way more outdoor grows, making it accessible. Hey, if you are picking the wrong strain for your area, like a lot of people just don't know. And so that's the whole goal of Blaze. So you guys participating is like, you're contributing to important science, right? But other than that, y'all, like, that's kind of my update. Is these amazing class tour. We're starting out in San Diego. We'll probably go to Denver, Buffalo, New York. Where else did I think that I was gonna go? Man, it's somewhere else. Buffalo, Denver, San Diego. I don't remember. I'm high. Somewhere else. And then, yes, come to Buffalo. I had so much fun at the Buffalo Living Soil Masterclass. Unfortunately, Indoor Gardens Buffalo is no longer. Man, the hydro store is shut down. So I'm looking for a new spot in Buffalo. If anyone has some tips, preferably smoke safe, or like, is that the right word? Like where we can smoke, because the Denver class at the Joint and Yuma, it's smoke friendly, so you can just like hotbox. I had Dude Grows come to that class. That was cool. And Miles, fermented plant extracts, came to my class. And everyone was just hotboxing, had their bongs and dab rigs. It was really fun. So if you have recommendations, yay, good. So the class is Living Soil, but I mean, the class is more than living soil. So if you, Omega Man, you're saying you only grow in living soil, yes, this class is for you. This is about plant health in general, though. So it's not limited to living soil. Whereas my last class was all living soil. This class is just plant health. So if you grow, I don't care if you grow synthetic, if you grow deep water culture, if you grow living soil, if you grow native in the ground like me, like, I'm not discriminating. This class is for you, because I think everyone should grow marijuana or whatever plant is they want. This isn't even limited to marijuana. All plants rely on the same thing to survive and live. It's just understanding the science behind it. We say that you have a green thumb, but like, really, it's science, y'all. Like, and some people maybe have better intuition than others, but I promise you, if you can figure it out, anyone can figure it out. So there will be definitely discounts if you want to bring friends. Hit me up. And if it's cost too much, like, cost is never an issue. If you guys want to come, like, we'll work something out. And even if you get people, like, I'll pay you if you get people to sign up and buy tickets. I'll give y'all a commission. So yes, I love growing all types of plants as well. And yes, medically minded, Buffalo, New York. I can't wait. I was almost wanting to like postpone the Buffalo class to June because one of my best friends is getting married, but I just don't know if I can leave my farm during the growing season. I know that my husband is more than capable, but I'm like OCD, like these are my plants. I'm planning on growing 50% of our food this next upcoming year. So I'm, it's a little stressful because I create these expectations for myself, and I want to achieve them. And so, we bought a cow last year, so we've had our own beef this year, which has been awesome. We'll probably do that again. I'm doing pigs, probably going to do 2 or 3 hogs this year. I'm going to document it all. So check out the YouTube. That's like my goal for this year, is to figure out YouTube and grow as much and produce as much as I can for my family. Not only because of the sustainability, but because of the health benefits. And it's just what I love to do. I fucking love animals. I love growing things. I think I harvested 50 pounds of potatoes last year. And I've saved about half of them for planting this year. So I'll have a shitload of potatoes. I'm doubling my garden space from 22,000 square feet to about 5,000 square feet. So we're getting it on, and I am going to be posting everything that I can on YouTube. So please subscribe, like, share if you find anything useful. We're going beyond the green plant. We're going to everything, because when, either way, if shit hits the fan or not, like, you are like a human being, and we have forgotten what it's like to take care of ourselves and like survive, to understand what we need to do to survive. And so that's one of my big goals for 2025, baby, is just provide for my family whatever I can. So long story short, leaving after May 1st is like scary to me, because I'm getting ready. All next month on Patreon is garden planning. So choosing strains for bubble hash, along with your region, and then planning how many plants of every vegetable you need to provide enough food for your whole family for a year. And then how you can water bath can it, pressure can it, and preserve it. So I actually have pumpkins that I grew this past year. The ones that I haven't gone through yet, they're about the time that I need to process them. So I will share my pumpkin processing video this next like couple weeks. I'm going to be water bath canning them so you guys can see. And they're like sugar pie pumpkins. So I love pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread, pumpkin rolls. It'll be all in there. So yes, I can't wait. Medically minded, you ask, how do you prevent russet mites from your garden? The only reason you don't grow potatoes. I've never had issues with russet mites from potatoes, but I have a very strict IPM, integrated pest management plan, that I adhere to throughout the growing season. So I am spraying early season. I'm companion planting with things to attract beneficial insects. So like sweet alyssum, buckwheat, daikon radish, lemon balm, and then densely packing in the polyculture. And my potatoes I had some of them planted directly in the ground, and the other ones were planted in below the pot plant. So it was like pot squared. And those ones did the best. And I didn't have any issues with russet mites. I had no pest issues. Honestly, I used Organishield once in early flower, like probably week 2, because I had a couple aphids. Literally, y'all, like I started my career as a consultant when the cannabis aphid came to California in 2016, 2018. And so many growers didn't know what to do with the aphid because they explode, right? They give live birth to 4 to 12 young. They're born pregnant, can reproduce asexually. So when you see an aphid, it's not just one. It's like boom, like like millions and thousands of aphids if you don't disrupt their life cycle, right? So I started my career with IPM consulting on commercial farms and helping combat these pests. So I'm pretty strict on my pest management plan, but where I live, in Eastern Washington is very cold at night. And so I really didn't have a ton of pests. it's been pretty amazing. My biggest pest was the grasshoppers because I live around all the wheat, alfalfa, timothy, there's tons of grasshoppers, and organically treating grasshoppers, there isn't a ton that you can do. A few months ago on Patreon, probably this past summer when I was talking about the grasshoppers, we discussed sustainable methods of attacking the grasshopper population, but this is for the long term because there's things like, garlic oil they don't like, bringing in birds, so planting sunflowers, putting up bird feeders, that's like some of the literally just picking them off yourself, feeding them to your chickens. Those are things you can do. But for organic options, like there aren't a lot of safe organic things to treat grasshoppers. I did a class with Chris Trump maybe 2 years ago where he did an IPMO where we did an IMO collection, and then you incorporate insect frass into it, and it attracts specific fungus that decomposes chitin of the exoskeleton of the insects, and then you can use that to spray, and it's like a zombie spore like Isaria famosa rosea or Bavaria bassiana, but this is a homemade. That class is available on my my website, queenofthesungrown.com. All of my classes, actually, I just bundled, and they were like $55 a piece, and I bundled like 12, 13 classes, all for $142, and I've never told anyone about it. I'm just remembering right now. So if you want to grab them, no code required. It's like you can just go there and buy every class I've ever fucking taught for really cheap. But I discovered there is the mode of action or the organism that kills those grasshoppers is called an entomopathogenic fungi. Now, there are various entomopathogenic organisms other than fungus, and specifically for grasshoppers, there's one, a protozoa. And so this protozoa works in that it inoculates into a grasshopper, and then it spreads throughout the population, and it slowly reduces their population. It's not like this, I'm going to wipe them all out, but it has to be applied at the right time in the spring when, like at specific rain. There's like very specific parameters for when you are applying this protozoa. And so it's not like super great for like commercial or widespread use because it's so specific in how you are applying it. But for home growers, like you can do this. You are a steward of your own ecosystem. So you can introduce this protozoa. It's naturally, that's a fucking amazing, great thing about microbes. It's like every single microorganism has a purpose on this planet. And I'm sure you can find an entomopathogenic organism, whether it be fungi or protozoa, nematode, something to help you in your whatever pest situation. So I wasn't even planning on talking about pests tonight, but I'm glad we did. Let me check in and see what the chat is saying, because I've just been going on and on and talking so much. Let's see. Check out Medically Minded says he's going to check out some of the classes after your video. You're awesome. Really appreciate the knowledge you share. Thank you. Appreciate that. And yeah, you guys, so I am not going live on YouTube very much anymore because I just have so many projects going on, right? I write for the Humboldt Seed Company. I write for Seedsman. I create content for them. I've got my own Patreon, Queen of the Sungrown. I launched my new brand, Happy Plant Organics. I've got the Blaze Project, Citizen Science, and I'm teaching this new masterclass. And I have a 4-year-old, most importantly, and a dog and a cat, 15 chickens. And I'm fruit trees. I'm on 12 acres. I got land to take care of. I got pig pen to build. I want to do meat rabbits, maybe not meat chickens because they look fucking nasty and they die really easily. So I was thinking just pigs and meat rabbits, and then, like all of the regular things. So next month is really going to be focusing on how do we figure out exactly how many plants to grow and how much space they need, where you plant planting next to each other, because some, like some plants don't like other plants. A lot of the times they give off specific like allelo chemicals, which are root exudates that different plants don't like. And so just really planning is the majority of the work, because honestly, I love weeding. So get me out there in the garden. That ain't no work to me, but planning this all so that it's efficient, like succession planting, you know, so that you're harvesting at specific times throughout. And I'd really love it if I could get a light depth greenhouse this year. Yeah. So that's like goals, because I didn't go into flower, which is another data point for the citizen science project, y'all. The clone plants that I had went into flower week 2 of August. And then all of my seed plants didn't go into flower until like end of August. And then I had frost September 16th, my first frost. So I had 5 subsequent frosts after that my plants went through. And the most sativa leaning, the Cinderella 99 crossed with blueberry from Seedsman, one of the phenotypes died from the frost. Everything else did okay. The fan leaves died, flowers were good. And I just kept it going because they really needed to fill out. But unfortunately, the seed plants really didn't fill out because they're just, you know, they had only a few weeks. I could not push them any further. So I literally harvested while I was so sick with COVID for, 10 hours a day, fucking 5 days in a row, because it was like snow was coming. It was going to be just low, 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 low. And I had to do it. So, this year, I'm really going to stick to mostly clones and only some seeds. If I could get a little light depth set up so I could pull tarp over the seed plants, that would be ideal. But then again, if anyone's done light depth, there's, you're married to the fucking tarp. You got to be there and pull tarp every night and pull it every morning. And so, that's just like, I did that for years and it's a pain in the fucking ass. So we'll see what happens. Let's see here. When's your Denver class? Denver class, I am hoping that it will be, let me pull it up. I don't know, man. Why isn't this easy? I'm hoping Denver will be the end of March, or that might be Buffalo early. Like I said, it's going to be March or April. So March 8th is San Diego. I think March 29th is Buffalo. 2 weeks after that will be Denver, or 2 weeks after that will be Denver. I haven't locked down. So I will announce. The best way to get all of this information is to sign up for my newsletter. I promise I don't send out hardly anything. Like, you just go to queenofthesungrown.com. I think a pop-up window opens as soon as you go to my website, and it's like, sign up for 15% off welcome discount. And then like, you just send that, sign up, you get the discount, and then you're on my mailing list. And I literally send out like maybe once a month, if that. And I try to just do like educational stuff rather than salesy things, because that's annoying. And that annoys the shit out of me when you're just getting, people just sending you, buy this. Anyway, so finding keepers, check out, please subscribe, queenofthesungrown.com. Chris Barlow says, hey, Queen, if you start hand feeding your local bird population some grasshoppers, they will take care of the rest. Trust me. Man, I tried to train my chickens to do that. I literally hand fed my chickens the grasshoppers, but they didn't. They're like freaking pea brains. They don't help. They do like to be hand fed though. Let's see here. Omega Man said his plant started flowering first week of August and finished the first week of October last year. Yeah, I had one plant, the Heavy Pet from Crop Circle Genetics. Shout out. If you guys haven't checked out his genetics, I met him when I taught the Living Soil Masterclass in San Diego in 2022, and he gave me seeds at the class. He gave me GMOGs and papaya panna cotta, and I kept those strains. I pheno hunted them and kept the keepers, and there was actually 2 keepers from the GMOGs because it was so good, and ran them for a year in my indoor. And maybe even longer, and then moved here to this new property, no indoor, thank God, and ran them again outside. And so it was really cool to see the difference in expression from how the plant grew indoors to outdoors. But man, this plant is beef. It fucking throws down on the bubble hash. The resin production is insane. Check out his seeds. It's his stuff is really great. So he gave me some this other thing, heavy pet though, that I popped for just this outdoor season. It was seed grown, and it's my husband's favorite smoke. And there was so few colas that we could save because it just didn't fill out. So I don't cut it, unless it's a nugget. And then everything else went to bubble hash. So I'll be washing probably this Sunday, next Sunday, and maybe even the Sunday after. Oh, it's my birthday. I'm not washing bubble hash on my birthday, February 1st. If anybody wants to get me presents, go ahead. You can go find my address on my website. Yes, the Gemojis was grand. Let's see. I harvested in time and didn't lose my plants completely. Had some mold problems. That's a bummer. So for mold issues, I know this sounds counterintuitive, and a lot of people give me flack about it, but foliar spraying your plants with trichoderma and bacillus blend does a really good job, because trichoderma is such an aggressive fungus. So that's what I use for my IPM in all the way through flower. Trichoderma is ubiquitous. It's everywhere, man. So it's going to be around you. It's floating, you're breathing it in, it's on your food, it's all over the place. So it really does a great job of outcompeting any other fungus, so botrytis or PM. And you can get it, don't get it from here. Let me pull up where you can get it for really cheap, because weed growers or weed businesses, they like to rip you off the green tax and charge way too much for products. And so I typically go to the Forest Service distribution. I think that's what it's called. So think about the Forest Service has all of these products that they're doing for, we have invasive species, invasive pests. So you can check out what the Forest Service is using, and government, that they're paying well, sometimes they pay way over, because I think they're laundering money or something. I think the government was paying Boeing $15,000 per soap dispenser. It's crazy. It's so crazy man, the government is the biggest criminals of all time. But let's see here. I'm going to go to soil amendments on custom biologicals and see if I can show you here we go. Trichoderma. So I use their trichoderma blend, and I tried to get bulk from this guy, and he ghosted me. Yes, the trichoderma is kind of a blue-green. Here we go. There's trichoderma. And then he also has, it's in the chat, you guys. I just posted the link. And then he also has a probiotic blend that's really great for bacillus. Also helps outcompete and improves your plant's health. So I talked about it in my last YouTube video, a few different bacillus strains that are really great for your plant's immune system. And here we go. There is the probiotic soil blend. So you got trichoderma and probiotic, the bacillus blend, and they're $35. And I think it treats 10 hectares or something insane. It's a really, really 50 milliliter. Oh, treats 1 hectare. Okay. 1 liter treats 20 hectares. So you can get it in a 50 milliliter bottle or a 1 liter. And like I said, the 50 milliliter treats 2.5 acres. So your that shit will last you for so long. And it's cheaper than the little bottle you can get from other influencer people who sell stuff like that. So just giving it out. I'm always trying to dish out free cheap stuff, because why not, man? These microbes are everywhere. It's pretty crazy. Chris says that What are your thoughts on azomite amendment, soil or foliar spray? I have found it to be very helpful. So azomite is just a brand, right? From A to Z. It's a micronutrient. So typically, as long as, and I'm going to give you some free game. This is some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about in this science of happy plants and the nutrition. Having a balanced nutrient means having access to the 18 essential nutrients that your plant needs. And so from A to Z, azomite is a great variety of different micronutrients. I personally don't use that brand, but I'll use according to, because I'm typically planting in the ground if I possibly can, like a glacial rock dust or basalt rock dust for my, and then kelp as well. So, I think it's great if you use azomite. I know a lot of people who do. Personally, I'm just always going for, whatever is affordable and accessible to me. And my current place where I shop for my bulk amendments is a worm farm not too far away. And they don't carry azomite, but they carry the Gaia Green, basalt, and glacial rock dust. And so that's what I use. I have a whole, use what's good for you, what's accessible. The most important part of the garden is the gardener. That's you. And so your resources, your time, and getting things local, I think is the most important. And yes, Rock Lick Ranch, my birthday is February 1st. I will be 34. I am growing up, man. Crazy. I can't even believe it. Time is just flying by. Yes, Gaia Green products are awesome. I should reach out to them because I'm always using their products. Yo, sponsor me, Gaia Green. Give me some products to give to everyone in these classes. I'm sure they'll do that and we can exchange some. Yay! That's your birthday too. High five. We are birthday twins. Aquarius unite. We're entering the age of Aquarius, y'all, and we're going to see an awakening. We're seeing a lot of unrest and things changing, but the age of Aquarius is going to pave the way for a better future. I just know it. All right, y'all. So we talked about all kinds of things. I hadn't planned on staying on so long, but I just love the live streaming with y'all. And I promise to come back and do more live streams. I've heard that Thursday isn't a good night though, because Norma G was kind enough to send me a message on Instagram, which if you're not following me on Instagram, it's Queen of the Sun Grown. He said that there's a lot of live shows going on tonight. So I appreciate each and every one of you from taking the time and popping into my live show and chatting and listening to me ramble on. So I hope that I was able to help you with something. I hope to see some of you in real life, in person at one of these classes, and let's do a little giveaway. I was also told that you're not supposed to do giveaways of SEEDS, but what are they going to do? How are they going to figure out that's what I'm doing? Right? Like I just started monetizing on YouTube, y'all. So I don't want them to take that away from me, but what are they? How are they going to know? So let's pick a number between, there's 37 people watching right now. So pick a number between 1 and 37. And I'm doing a random number generator and you'll have a chance to win the seeds for Blaze. I just said it. I wasn't supposed to say it. And participate in the Citizen Science Project. So please only participate or like say your number. You have to grow it outside. It has to be grown outside. So if that means you are growing it on your own property or growing it with somebody else, please, please, please do that. All right, let's see here. I have got the number and it's not been, only do it outside. Thank you. No one has guessed it yet. So it was from 1 to 37 because there's 37 people watching. And yes, Caldeo, your review, if you guys want to read a review on the Blaze project, please check it out on my website. Let me see if I can I'm going to drop the link in here again for everyone in the chat. It is in the description. The person still hasn't guessed, but you can go to my homepage. I mean, whoever gets it first, I guess. I can't check to see if you guessed more because there's 44 people now. What the heck? So someone has to pick the winning number. No one has picked it yet. No, Curly Greenleaf, not like that. Don't go crazy. There's people who are slower. What the heck? Why isn't somebody picking the right number? This is so crazy. Might have to pick another number if you guys aren't gonna choose the right one. Oh my gosh. It's close. Someone guess something close. Medically minded. Oh, Aaron Costin, you won. It's 34. 34. Woo, 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 woo. All right, Aaron. You guessed again. Why do you keep guessing? You already won with 34. The number was 34. Okay, so Aaron, I don't know how to find you. You have to promise and swear on your firstborn child that you will be growing this outside, because if you don't, I will find you and it won't be pretty. No, I'm just joking. That sounds like a mean. I am not mean. I'm just kidding. So I need you to reach out to me because I don't know how to reach out to you. I don't know how to find you. Let's see here. How do I send you like a message? Can you just send me an email, please, Aaron? My email is Alexandria. I'll spell it out. I'll put it in the chat. Y'all can be my pen pals and send me emails. Can't promise I'll write back. I already get too many of them. I think I have 500 unread emails right now. Alexandria at queenofthesungrown.com. So please send me an email and just say, hi, I'm Erin Costin. I'm writing your name down too, so I remember, because I'm a stoner and I will probably forget. And just send me an email and say, hi, I won the giveaway. I'm going to be a member of Blaze, blah, 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 whatever you want. And I will get you those. Yay. Chuck Dynasty says, if you don't do it, you're going to get 1 year of botrytis. So you don't want that. All right, y'all. It's been wonderful. Thank you for chatting with me. I'll leave this open for a few more minutes. So, you can get my my email. Oh no, all kinds of people are gonna send me an email saying, hi, I'm Erin Costin, give me free stuff like dirty or catfishing. Oh god. Yeah, I don't know how to prove it's you, but I trust y'all. You know what? We're positive vibes, happy, trustworthy folks here. We ain't lying. I believe that it'll all work itself out. So sunshine, living soil, and rainwater is the only way to go. I have a well, but I wish I had the rainwater. Do a screenshot of your profile page with your email. That is Caldeo's suggestion. Whatever. Just, send me your screenshot of your YouTube. I don't know. I will trust you. If I get multiple emails from multiple people pretending to be you, then I'll probably ask for proof. But otherwise, I don't think someone's gonna. And you better do it fast too, because this is about to be on public and people who didn't watch live could try and, that's why you do it at the end though. Yeah, I don't think anybody would do that. You're welcome. Galaxy Solutions, Caldeo, Chad, Carol. He is him, Jimmy John, Medically Minded, Dirty Or, everyone, Chris Barlow. Thank you guys for joining in. I will see you soon. Please watch. If you haven't watched my Sungrown Stories episode with Jorge Cervantes, watch that episode and you'll learn more about everything that we're doing with the Blaze project and more details. So go watch that episode if you haven't. Like, share, subscribe, do all of the things. I appreciate y'all.